is mostly SkellyDonut execute. So if you are also a passionate SkellyDonut player, then you're in the right place. I'm not saying this is the best strategies, but if I can show you what I see, just as those pro gamer like Senthe, Klaus, Stars, all those pro player, and some other passionate SkellyDonut player like Cidic Warrior, it will be so much fun and a huge honor if I can just share a glimpse of what they see and what SkellyDonut can bring to the table and its potential. I would start with this map. I just upgraded to Town Hall 14, just like this opponent. This is a box space. Imagine the easiest space will be a narrow path, and all the defense compact, stacking up tight, as you can see, and your main force going down like that. So how do we make a hard fortificated base as ancient fort designed? How do we break it down? How do we attack on every angle but still find it very hard? Why? Because you don't want your force going up against the whole base, all the defense, all the surface at once. As I was saying, you want to strip it down, whether from the side, trim it down to make a narrow path. That makes it easy to conquer. But again, as you strip the side away, the flank is still facing full strength of the defense. That is what we are avoiding. We want to attack on the narrow side. There is exception. There is some army that particularly good with full-on assault. Not some other army is more favorable for stacking up. Lalo is few army that is both good at stacking up and going down narrow path or taking full frontal impact. Back to the topic. How do we make chunk of base weaker? This is what SkellyDonut comes into place. You don't actually have to weaken the side. Obviously, that will cost a lot of investment to do that. And what's left? There's not enough force to go through the middle. The most efficient way to make this whole shape into a baguette without a sweat. How do we make it thinner, longer? Because troops are actually more of a stamina, a marathon, you see? It's not like a 100-meter sprint. If you can eat a whole base slowly, gradually, like a caterpillar eating up a long piece of leaf. You don't want to burn your troop like a wood on the petrol. It builds up a fire, but it won't last. Narrow path. How do we make it? We rolled up this Play-Doh, this flat piece of Play-Doh into a tube shape. Now we curved it into a donut. There. It is still a narrow path, just with a twist. Took a bite, then we work our way around it. It's all about reconstruct the base. What's the benefit of narrow down the path? Let's say we drop a rage spell Whatever within this path, whatever hero, whatever troop in this pack will be benefit. On the contrary, if you're going on a full frontal assault with no funneling, no dissection, only a portion of the troop will be benefit from the spell, and you might even invest twice as much of spell. Instead, stack them up in a tight space to benefit all the troops. The difference between Zap Quake and SkellyDonut, actually they are relatively close. It happens to be just in range with an invisible spell. You might wonder why I don't grab the scatter shot on the bottom left. I won't be worrying too much about the scatter shot, because you see, any other troop could take care of it. But as deep as I go into the bait, there's not much we can do about these guys. Okay then, take out these three. Since I have difficult access towards the 3 middle key defense, might as well just zap it out. Will that make it easier? But the clan castle is what's frightened me most. No big deal, a poison spell will do the job. But why if they don't die instantly? And all of a sudden, it's your hero who gets pulled and not the other way around. What I'm trying to say here is, nowadays, if we can easily 3-star any base with the right strategy, right execute, yes, a bit of luck, then what's the biggest reason we fail? It's the unknown, it's the hiccup, it's the traps that screw us up. Below the surface, something that you cannot scout. Tesla, traps, Boogie Skelly Clan Castle troop. You will never know what's cooking inside of it. There are players who's being prepared. Call them crazy by just zapping out some specific clan castle troop. Talking about determination to get a 3-star. So, is SkellyDonut of over-investment? If our goal is to have 0 error, then we shall place all our bet on it. Inferno, Expo, Eagle Artillery, Big Ass Spoon, Town Hall. These are not scary. You can see it from miles away. You expect it to happen, and by the time, you'll have plenty of ways to deal with it. There, it's gonna blow up. It's gonna shoot laser beam. These are not big as a threat as what you cannot see until you ran into them. And you have split second to decide whether you're gonna invest another more rage, another more spell. In the end of the day, it's yours to decide whether you want to throw a bunch of spell to do a SkellyDonut or deal with them later on with a much more efficient way, a poison spell. Back to the breakdown. Obviously, if I take out these 3 defense, left me with this, a hole somewhat in the middle. It's a crooked donut, as you can see. So, but there's still 2 more key defense in the middle. How I'm gonna do with this? Have I have enough support for me to go in this deep to take care of these 2 defense? Have I got enough troop? After I invest half of my spell for these defense, it left me with just enough of troop to take it down. This is what I like about this style of playing, is because it opens up a whole lot of option. First, you analysis its weakness. You see this? Ground Expo. Since I dug this one out, it makes it Flame Flinger Playground. All in all, it's a good base, yeah? A box base. Very popular. Analyze its weak point. Ground Expo. Prone to air troop. Single Inferno. That means it's a green light to flood it, the upper region, with smaller troop, but not tanks. Plus a town hall that is closer to the edge, which we can take down with Flame Flinger. Now pay attention, because later I will demonstrate how I navigate Flame Flinger towards town hall. Put that aside. What is its strong point? This queen over here, right in the center, so I need to pay attention towards the end of the game. With that out of the way, let's begin the final breakdown. Maximize your chances to win and minimize the threat. So what hurt this base most is, now that I got this expo out of the way, I can play Flame Flinger to maximize my value. It simply took out this chunk of base. Is that big enough of a value? No. If I'm lucky, I want to grab this. Of course, you want to bring an extra earthquake to activate it. That is my goal. If not, it's okay. Pathing. Reconstruct the map into your favor. It's the top priority. It's not about the strongest troop, the strongest equipment. It's all about pathing. It doesn't matter about SkellyDonut. Actually, it's not. There's so many ways to replace SkellyDonut. Zap, Blizzard, Super Archer Blimp. They all do the same. They all reconstruct the foundation of the map. They are some of the strongest strategies. But I'm talking about the most solid, the most secure way to do it. You don't have to risk taking tornado trap. You don't have to risk stepping on 2 giant bomb. Risk free. By the way, I'm a huge Blizzard Lalo player as well. Yeah, if I'm up against a core compact base. Back to the topic. I've taken out this chunk. What do I see? What do I get? That I mentioned in the beginning of this video. A narrow path. If you successfully do these two things, you're 90% set for the game. Next, talk about entry point. Since it's towards that way, we simply want to go downwind. Our hero will taking care of this chunk of the base. That's pretty much sums it up. Let's see how it turns out. is how I navigate Flame Fling, is to do a Sui hero early. Since my hero's taking care of Flame Flinger's right flank, eventually Flame Flinger will go left. Unfortunately, this is where I screwed up. I forgot to cover my Flame Flinger. Gets targeted by enemy king and goes into an early dismantle. No big deal.